Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cinder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guest today is Renee Grubb, and Renee is the founder of Teachers Fund. Welcome, Renee.
Oh, thank you, Cinder. I've been looking forward to being here. Thank you.
Oh gosh, I'm so glad you were able to come and tell us all. I know you have lots of inspiring things to tell us. You've been doing such important good work that you started all by yourself.
Well, I have a lot of help, but you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Just a little history on Teachers Fund is that we started in 2002.
Okay.
So, we just saw a need for children, and we had heard that a lot of our teachers come out of pocket to fund things in their classroom. And especially in particular, if you were to go back and Google 2002, it was a pretty tough year for education. So that kind of came to the forefront for us, and we thought, well, gosh, let's help that teacher in her or his classroom fund, do the things that they want to do and fund them personally. So we've been doing that now since 2002, and we're going strong. We have, like yesterday, we just had one of our monthly meetings, the board of directors, and we had, I believe it was 34 requests, and I believe that we funded all 34.
So requests come from individual teachers.
Correct.
And they submit those. Yes. And then you sort of evaluate them. And
exactly. Our board of directors is very familiar with, different needs that the classroom might have. I have a retired principal on our board, so she's very helpful with that. She knows about all the different programs and things, and then I have a couple young people that will Google things quickly, to look up things, and good. So we can right on the spot make a decision. And then the teacher, so the teacher, we have a website, www.teachersfund.org.
Okay.
So it's www.teachersfund.org. Really easy, and that's where the teacher submits. There's a form, and they submit the form, and they ask for what they need. They research it in advance so they know how much it's going to be, so we know how much we're funding. They tell us what school they're from. They tell us the grade, and then also how many students it will benefit.
So give me an example of some things they might request.
Okay. So like yesterday, we had I believe it was it's pre-kindergarten and kindergarten, because they have that now. And by the way, we fund kindergarten through 12th grade.
Okay, gosh, you do it all.
We do, and we do public and private schools.
Oh, that's good.
And we do all of South County, and we do part of North County. And most of North County, we up to Lompoc, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. And so so the teacher goes in. So yesterday, talking about yesterday, so we have a preschool, pre-K, kindergarten teacher that requested that she build a garden, an herb garden, and off of her patio. So those raised.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the raised gardens. So we funded that for her, and
that's great.
and that's like a photo op.
Yes,
right?
Of course.
So we asked her to take a photo of it. Yeah.
Gosh. Now I thought anyway, that the school district would provide a lot of the materials and all, but that doesn't always happen.
Well, they provide a lot.
Yes, they do.
But these are the kinds of things that if they were to ask the school district to, they have to submit. And then it takes a while, and all of that, and then sometimes it either doesn't come in time, or they may get denied. And so ours are a little unusual. I'm not sure if the school district would fund a garden, right?
Yeah, sure, sure.
We do things like if a teacher wants to put a little play on or something,
Oh.
and wants some costumes, or even perhaps to buy the scripts and things like that, or music to go with it. We fund those kinds of things.
Okay, so
Yeah.
costumes. So kind of more creative, out
Yes.
of the box kinds of things.
Absolutely. We do have a lot of teachers, though, I must say, Cinder, that may have a certain reading program that they really want. And if it's something that we're not sure of, then we have them ask the principal to get approval.
Oh, sure.
And so if the principal says, oh yes, that's just fine, then we fund those too. So we do a lot of educational things. For example, I think it was just pre-COVID, we funded a robotics at out at Dos Pueblos High School. So that would be that might be hard for the district to, okay, or it's not a regular curriculum type thing. But this science teacher really wanted to do this project, and we thought it was so great. We said yes.
So, in addition to your board of directors,
Yes.
who else helps you with this?
Well, I mean, I have to say our agents at Village Properties, as you
So
know.
you're the owner of Village Properties, and so the agents that work with you.
Exactly. And they're not required to donate to the Teachers Fund, but I can tell you that a large majority, especially when they close an escrow, they will just, they'll carve out, some funds for Teachers Fund. So we get funded that way, and then I have actually a group of my agents who do a back-to-school supplies drive.
Oh, wow.
And so that turns out to be sponsorships from a lot of the businesses in town. Just like any other nonprofit,
Sure.
you need that sponsorship to get things, to do more advertising for one thing. But it's an actual donation, and so we raised quite a bit of money doing that. We did a golf tournament for a while. Me. With a golf tournament, but it was that's hard, and so we decided, let's just try this, and it's been working out beautifully. And then we do a big party at the end and thank everybody, and so we do quite well. We have a lot. We try to spend as much money as we can in a school year, though. We don't want to have money in the bank.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and the one thing Village Properties does is we pay for everything. We underwrite everything. So if you were to give $50, $1, 100% of that goes toward the Teachers Fund.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes, that was something we decided at the very beginning.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So you're a 501c3 nonprofit.
Yes.
And so a person can make a financial contribution that is tax deductible.
Exactly.
And they could probably go on your website.
Yes.
And maybe you have a donate button.
I do. Yes. So
yeah.
We try to make it as easy as possible.
So then that would, as a donor, that I would feel very good about the fact that 100% of my donation goes right in to that fund.
Exactly. Yeah. And we've been doing that from the very beginning. We just felt that this is something that we're passionate about, and we love our teachers. We know how difficult it is for them to, maneuver things, especially if they don't have all of the, all of the items or supplies that they need. Another one that we fund quite a bit is like organizational type things within the classroom. So like the teacher will say, I've got 24 children, and I would like to get these little packs that they can put behind their chair and have all of their supplies in, so that they don't sit up on top of the desk, and it's much more, and so, again, photo ops. I remember one teacher wanted at the very beginning, it was so sweet, it was at Adams School, and she wanted one of those big staplers.
Oh.
The mighty staplers.
Yes.
And she invited us over and we sat in these tiny little chairs and we had a photo op of that, and it was so cute. Yeah.
How funny.
It's fun. We have so many stories. I've again back to Adams School, the principal there, who's just amazing, has helped us do little commercials for Teachers Fund that we put on cable, and
I bet they like that.
Well, just trying to get donations,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So.
Gosh. So, okay. So you've been doing this for a little over 20 years.
Yes.
Then.
Yes.
Gee whiz. So, I think I remember when you started it, but I didn't realize it was 20 years ago.
I know.
Gee, so in that time, then, do you have a sense of how much you've donated to teachers?
Do. I actually, before I was going to come on the show, I asked our accountant, where are we right now? And he said that we have funded around $2,450,000.
Wow-wee.
I know.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. And the requests come in every year. And I must say, I'll talk a little bit about during the COVID time, if you don't mind too. But on an average, we fund about anywhere between $85,000 and $100,000 a year. And not at the very beginning, because it took a while for people to get to know us. But I don't think there's a teacher out there that doesn't know about Teachers Fund.
Yes.
That they can actually come there. But yeah, during COVID, Cinder, with everything going remote so quickly, and it happened basically during the summer, because I think they decided during the summer, you're not coming into the classroom, right? And so we sent out a letter immediately to all the principals to let them know that we would be funding early before September if they needed anything. And so we honestly, we provided like umbrellas for outside, so some of the schools that were still would have classrooms outside. We did a couple of tents for them to teach outside. We provided some document cameras so that the teacher who was working from home could, have manipulatives to sort of help with the with showing the kids different things, so that they could, and a couple of teachers, said, I need a new laptop, and so we were doing that, and it was so gratifying to be able to help, because I had grandkids that were online, learning online, so I knew that it was challenging for the teachers, but yeah, it felt really good to be able to just step in there, and we had the funds, so it was great.
That is great.
Yeah.
So this is so amazing. How in the world did you ever think about, what is your connection with teachers initially, back in 2002? How did you think of this?
Well, that's a great story in itself, is that, started Village Properties in 1996.
Okay.
And pretty quickly, we got to know the nonprofits. They started contacting us. And we just felt, we started at the beginning, funding not classrooms but schools for their jogathons and
sure.
And things like that, and wherever we could, and so it became something that we just enjoyed. We would go to the jogathon or whatever, things like that. We would get invited. And then I actually had someone come to me who was a PR person, and she's a friend. She said, let's just sit down, Renee, and let's think about what you are doing with your nonprofit funds.
Okay.
And so I brought our spreadsheet of where the money was going, and it was going to different places. Like, I've always been involved with the Heart Association and different things like that, and now Communify and a lot of different things like that. And so she just went through it and she said, you know, most of your funds go to children.
Okay.
And the schools.
Mm-hmm.
And so her son had just started at Brandon School as a kindergartner. And the teacher sent home a long list of supplies that he needed to bring to school. So my friend, being the way she is, she said to the teacher, well, you know, I know that some parents have 3 and 4 children in the school.
Yes.
How do they, you know, can they have to do, you know, bring in the supplies? And the teacher said to her, well, none of my children go without.
Oh.
So if there's 1 or 2 children that can't bring all those supplies, I make sure they have them so that they feel good in the classroom.
Yeah.
And so that's that idea that I talked about at the very beginning.
Yes, yes.
About teachers taking it out of their own pocket.
Yes, yes.
And so we thought, well, heck, let's just fund the classroom and let they know what they need for their classroom. And so that's where the idea was actually born.
That is great. And I love it that you trust the teachers to tell you what they need instead of you saying, okay, I know you need this and you need that, so
right.
No, you trust them to tell you what they need.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they love it. And then the other part of it is, so for example, yesterday we had our meeting and my staff member literally within 2-3 days will send a letter to that teacher and tell them that they've been funded and to send in their receipt. And because we do ask them to purchase first and then we reimburse them.
Okay.
But sometimes if it's a larger item, the teacher will say, well, I don't have the funds to purchase it, and we'll purchase it for them. Yeah, so we do work with them on things like that. But, and then, you know, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's probably the easiest thing they've ever had to do. And once they send the receipt in, I mean, they get funded, we reimburse them or fund them, honestly, within 5 to 7 days. And
what a blessing
it's
to the teachers, and what a powerful contribution you're making to our whole community.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. Do you think any other communities have something like this?
Well, you know, I honestly tried to get a couple of real estate companies up in North County because we can't service like Santa Maria, and they have an amazing need, and they do, and I said, we'll teach you everything. We'll show you. We'll give you our software. We'll do everything. And you know, I don't know. Everybody, you know, it's hard. It's hard to start something.
Maybe someday.
I'm still working on it.
Good.
Or you know, if we can continue to raise funds, then I would like to include North County, all of North County. That would be wonderful.
Oh gosh, Renee.
Yeah.
Thank you for your very inspiring story and for all of your great work and telling us all about it today.
Absolutely, absolutely, my pleasure.
And thank you for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.